and welcome to Division 5 Saudi Arabia Rush Racing League. I am your commentator tonight, it's Tito. I will be joined by China a bit later on, but for now I am your commentator. We've got the Williams there on display for the pre-season chat tonight, which is always good to see. But yeah, looking good. Looking forward to this one. We've obviously already had Div 4, Div 2 last night. Show us what this track's about, which is we actually didn't see too much chaos. Always a little bit here, but not as much as we've seen in the past. So we'll have to wait and see how we go tonight. Before I jump over to the gameplay, I'll thank our sponsors, S Nation, Simlab, Pagnian, and of course AI 369. But we will jump over to this now because these boys are loading into the full qualifying now, and it's obviously last weekend was the one shot, but we're back to full quality tonight, which is going to be a long one, but always exciting and intense. So wait and see what happens here. Everyone obviously in the pits. Pretty stacked grid tonight. I think we've got pretty much all cars on the grid apart from one Alpine. So yeah, it's going to be a good one tonight. A fair few reserves, a few new names joining tonight that I haven't seen before, so we'll have to wait and see how that all goes. But we'll get all these guys on. That looks like a Williams coming up first. Possibly both Williams actually. I think so many cars coming out. Just see who's first. It looks like Drugstore, which is actually Ruben, who is on the reserve program, and this is his first full-time race tonight. So it'll be exciting to see how he goes. Gets a shot. That's what the reserve program's all about. A few other guys out on track. We've obviously got, how are we going to say that name? High View. I'm just going to call him tonight. His new name, and also NZT out on in the Haas. He reserved up last night. So he track-wise, which is pretty much concentration and no relaxing this whole weekend. It's not a fan favourite for a lot of these guys. 21 points, I believe, Vettel. I'm not sure the stats exactly on where you need to finish. Turn mic up, no worries. Just give me a sec. Sorry guys, bear with me. I just need to adjust my mic. How low is it, Vettel? That should be all fixed now. But we'll jump back to this. Yes, I believe it was 21 points, Vettel. I could be wrong on that, either 21 or 22, but that's pretty much just a race win. I'm not sure if that requires the second place to finish anywhere else other than second, but I am not the best with the stats. Maybe China can help me out a bit with that when he gets in. But Maddie in P2 in the championship obviously would be hoping for, I think it was Maddie, yes, Maddie would be hoping for some sort of miracle tonight. But yeah, I think Vettel can definitely seal the deal up tonight, no problems. We will quickly adjust these audios a bit because I don't want to get too far in the stream doing that. Bear with me. Anyway, riding on board with Ruben into the second sector now. We'll be burning a little bit of battery, usually up to about 7th gear they burn it. He has an Alpine behind, getting a little bit of a tow. Let's see where he can end up here. DRS, he'll be the first to set the pace. I'll be interested to see what Div 5 have in store tonight. It's a 101.5 in that second sector, so obviously fastest at this stage. A lot of cars so behind, yet to set laps. See how he goes here. This last corner, very tricky here. You want to get really out wide and try and probably stay down at 4th. Hit the apex and then get on the throttle. We see a lot of guys either hit the wall on the inside or hit the wall on the exit there. It's really easy to do. So we'll wait and see what happens here. He crosses the line and it's a 29.1. So see what that pace is tonight. Chef goes P2 with a 30.2. And Ados will cross the line now, and he will go fastest with a 28.7, so a fair bit faster than his teammate at this stage. We'll have a look here. SJ looks to be, or maybe no, the Ferrari. No, SJ will be the next to be finishing a flyer, who has had an unlucky season, but has serious pace at times. and see what he can do here. Coming up to the final sector, same as we just saw with the Williams. Wants to get right out wide here, hit it with probably about 4 third gear, and really get on the power early. See a lot of this corner causing a lot of mischief or grief for a lot of people. But anyway, SJ crossing the line, has plenty of battery to burn up to the line. He will go P4 for 30.3. So that's your pace at the start of this quali. We'll see what the second McLaren could do now. Well, Thunder doesn't look like he's burning battery at all, so he might not. He's on none, so he is not pushing this lap. We'll have a look down here at Gangster, who is also on none. So a few guys are boarding their laps. We'll see what TMT is doing. He's on a whole lap, so just started a lap 2, so that's a good opportunity to jump on board with the big snap out of turn 2 there. Trying to get on the power early. Who's TNT, another driver, and TP all invalidate. So a very unlucky season with a lot of things. But yeah, invalidation there, so he'll have to go again, obviously. And that's it. That's all that's on a flyer at the moment. Make sure you guys let me know if you want to ride on board with anyone in particular. But at the moment, everyone's just on some out laps. It will be one of the Ferraris, possibly. Start their lap next. No, Hayes finished his lap. Flubber's in the pit, so it'll be a McLaren. We'll see what Thunder does, because I think Thunder has some pace here. So he's opted to go 2 laps on those softs, so it won't be the optimal grip, but he does have a nice little toe in front of him of a Red Bull. I believe that is Maddie. No, not Maddie, sorry, David Neno. So he will get a nice toe. Jumped out of the way. Snap it back to 5th gear through this right hand. I really want to try and slap that inside wall. It's really easy to do what we see on this track a lot and hit the outside exit. Rip a wheel off there. If you're running simulation damage, they'll rip a wall off there quite easily. Grip a wheel, sorry. Thunder though, really pushing there, very close to invalidating there. Really, really wide. This should be a solid time. But I think he has made a little mistake on that outer, the finish of sector 1. I can't remember what the corner's called, so. See what Thunder can do. Only set a 32.2 so far. Across the line and go P4, so jumps his teammate and gets into 29. So that's solid pace, and I think there's a lot more in it for Thunder. I think that lap wasn't up to scratch or up to his standards. Sprinter, another name that's fresh on the rush grid. One to watch tonight too, has some serious pace. He's been unlucky. We'll see what he can do here. Good exit out of that fast left sweeper. See if he can get this corner a little bit executed better than Thunder did. Still really loose on the rear end there, but doesn't clip the outside wall. And that's a bit of a... This is probably one of the only spots on the track you get a bit of a break. It's not long, but it's a bit of a break. A bit of time to reset for this last sector. And then this corner is extremely hard to get right in quali, especially. Sprinter's got plenty of battery though. He needs to save a little bit for that last little stint to the straight, but see what he can do here. It comes to the final corner. Very tricky corner, like I've said multiple times. Goes down to second there. It's probably a little bit too low of a gear, and he's going to abort that lap. Or no, he's actually going very inside there, and he's run out of battery. See what he does. He only goes P7. I think his battery was a bit of a killer in that last sector. Damianino in the Red Bull coming up to the last sector now. See what he can do here. Hugs that inside apex very well. Gets a bit loose on the in exit. Nothing too serious. Across the line, and he will go. He doesn't actually improve. He P11 still. So who's next to start a lap? It looks like the Mercs are coming out for their toe. Now Vettel, obviously the one to watch tonight. It's a chance of sealing the deal in this championship, and I think his teammate will be doing everything to protect that tonight, so we'll see how we go. He's got his teammate in front of him. Eventually we'll get that toe on that last sector. Might be a little bit too far in front actually to be able to do anything on this lap, but we're right on board with the championship leader. Gets that first sector nice and smooth there. No oversteer. See what he does here. This corner very hard to get right. Very easy to rip a wheel off there on the inside wall. And this sector, probably one of the most daunting sectors on the calendar. Get stuck on that curve there. You end up in no man's land very quickly. Vettel on a tidy first sector here, and we know how strong he is in quali. We'll see what he can do here. Fast through the fast left-hander, bets on the power early. Still no oversteer in the Merc, so really solid setup so far from Vettel. Goes very wide there and uses all the road he can, and that's actually gained a lot of time through that first sector compared to the other guys, so he's now got a Ferrari to give him a little bit of a tow. I think this is going to be a new pole sitter if he can get this last sector right. Vettel is on an extremely solid lap here. He'll engage DRS, he'll burn that battery a little bit more, or he might save that last bit, which is a bit different to what we've seen the other guys do. They've been burning it a lot earlier, which has been a killer. Vettel has done everything right here. Let's see what he can do up to the line. He'll burn the rest of his battery. He needs to burn it. Still got 30% here. He's to go with P2. I feel like if he burnt that, there was another couple of tenths in that, but that was a very good lap for Vettel, and that is just what sort of pace is to come from him. And obviously only Q1, so these guys will be hoping not having to go out again, which I think the top 5, top 6 maybe will be safe, but it's very close. Flubber hasn't validated, so he has to go again. TMT currently on a lap, has had all sorts of trouble on that first flyer we went on board with. See what he can do here. Needs a good lap here. Cross the line, go P10. Is that enough though? Gets quickly beaten by his teammate behind. The sprinter. So they're P10, P11. Not the worst starting banker lap. They'll probably have to go out again. And I feel like this bar from P10 down at the moment is extremely close. And we've got obviously the likes of Maddie and Flubber yet to do laps, and they are extremely quick. Claire also, last week we saw her pace. Obviously unlucky in the race, but quality was very strong for the Aston reserve. See what Maddie can do. Not sure who else is on a lap. Vu might be actually on a flyer currently. He's in medium though. But he'll be one to watch tonight, a reserve, a name that we haven't seen. Fresh pick from Ferrari, actually fresh in the league too, so see what he can do. Still not in hot lap, so I don't think this is a quali lap of any sort of caliber. Unless that's a mistake. But he is pushing in terms of his lap. But everyone else is just about to start a lap. Matty will be the guy we watch on his onboard for his first flyer, and it needs to make it count. The timer's starting to get low now, so it's starting to get into that danger territory of if you're going to be able to do 2 laps or not. Anyway, Matty now into turn 1, down to 3rd, hugs that inside line, gets on the power early. No snap on the Red Bull either, so he's under control at the moment. He's got an Aston in front, hopefully no issues there. Oh, he invalidates. That's huge. That's huge. Does he have enough fuel to be able to get around again? I think he'll be able to get back to the pits at least, but I'm not sure what the Red Bull's going to do there. We're right on board with Flubber now as he's going to cross the line, and he'll burn all that battery up to the line. And we know how quick Flubber's been. And he will go P4 with a 29.1, so he joins the 29s. There's a lot of 29s at the moment. And then I feel like you have to be in the 29s to be safe at this stage.
And hello, Dito. Nice to join you.
Hello, mate. How are you?
Very well, mate. Very well. I just caught the tail end of Matty's start there. How did he invalidate?
Yeah, he was in through sector 1. I think just went on that outside curve as you try. I can't even remember what corner it is, but
That's very slippery, isn't it? Can easily push you over for an invalidate there. That's very unfortunate. Having to make his way all the way back around just straight into the pits.
Yeah, I think he'll probably try and dive back into the pits, but he might even just go again. As we see, he actually is just going to go again. So we're right on board with Matty. But this is actually a bit of a kettle now, boiling point at the moment, because he's he's invalidated again.
How is he invalidated? Oh, over the inside, mate. That's unfortunate. He's just taken that way too tight.
And that's game over for him. I don't think he'll have enough time to get back to the pits and out again.
No, that's right, Dito. He's done himself a disservice there. He's going to be out of Q1. Be interesting to know when his last time out of Q1 was.
Yeah, that's pretty huge. That's pretty big news, and obviously for the championship as well, with his arch nemesis P1 in the championship, Vettel in P2 currently, safe as sound. Not what Matty would have wanted at the start of this quali, but at the end of the day, this track's probably not, like I say a lot, but this track definitely is not the worst track to start at the back at. Usually a lot of chaos.
I mean, you get a lot of toe, don't you, getting the way around, so you can sort of jump a few spots, but mate, if you're in the toe, everyone else is as well, so it is a little bit of a challenge to get your way back up there. He's going to be relying on a bit of strategy, I think, maybe the undercut to catch up a few spots there. The undercut's pretty powerful here. Have you found it to be the case as well?
Yeah, it is, mate. And Vu's just invalidated into turn 1 as well. So that's big too. That means he will have to either just flick it back to none and try and get around again. He'll be able to get around again, but will he have enough fuel? Jeez, a lot of guys invalidating, mate. Really starting to heat up now, as we see from P11 down pretty much. P12 down, sorry, are out trying to improve. So this is getting pretty heated for some of these guys, and we see obviously Ados, Ruben, and Tudor all retiring, so they're happy with their laps and safe. Claire has retired as well. Down in P10, I mean, that's could be risky.
Oh, it's a bit risky. That's a bit risky with a lot of a lot of fast drivers below you in the pack there. I don't know if that's the right move this early on.
Yeah, very interesting. But on board Mudpack now, who has been absent on the grid for a few rounds, really, just reserving tonight in the Haas. See how he does tonight. Currently going through Sector 1 on a 30.1 at the moment. Needs a pretty big lap here to get out of this danger zone. Tidy first sector, back to 4th on the power early. I've seen this just saying before, a lot of the guys hit the wall on the exit of this fast left right here. It's very easy to do. What's your take on this track, mate? I mean, it's not for everyone.
Mate, it's I find it to be a bit of fun. Obviously, trying to work your way through the pack, but I also find it exceptionally frustrating with how fast you can shoot yourself out of a corner and validate getting yourself over a ripple strip, especially in Sector 1. Obviously, Matty's been a victim, but and Hughes also invalidated his last lap there as well. So, mate, it's a bit of a love-hate. I like how quick it is, and it's a nice wide track, lots of opportunity for overtakes. But yeah, I find those ripple strips to be very frustrating. That's for sure.
Yeah, it is, man. It's a very frustrating track in my opinion, in general. A very easy track to make mistakes on, and very easy track to hit the wall or clip the wall or get taken out on no fault of your own. So yeah, a lot of guys though finishing the lap. Sprinter and TMT about to cross the line, and Sprinter goes P7. TMT wasn't about to cross the line, it was someone else. But some guys not able to improve too much. Mudpack and NZT, they're both Hasses and still in trouble. P13, P14, especially with the likes of a lot of these guys behind improving. TMT is up 3/10, so he's going to jump both Hasses at this stage. And there you go, Thunderballs up into P12, Damonino P13, so Haas are in trouble. Big trouble.
Oh, big trouble.
SJ only
gets to be resting on TMT.
SJ only into P15, so he is struggling big time. So TMT could knock the... Yes, he does. That's huge. Oh, wow. McLaren and
Well, that's a couple of big names knocked out, mate.
yeah.
How's SJ going to cop that one? I think.
Yeah,
I wonder.
don't think McLaren were expecting that at all. We'll see if we can get them into the comms box. If they would like to have a chat, I think SJ probably will jump in and have a chat. But yeah, that is your quali grid. ADOS P1. It's a huge lap from him. Flubber P2, Vettel P3, Rubstore, Al Ruben P4, Tyler P5, Tudor P6, Sprint to P7, Drift P8, Gangster P9, Minmay 10th, Claire 11th, Thunder 12th, TMT 13th, Damiano 14th, Mud 15th, and obviously there's your eliminations. Obviously Q2 still to come, so the top results don't really mean much at this stage, but good to see who has some pace on this track.
Some great times there, Dido. 128.7 from ADOS in Q1. I don't know what you think, mate, but that to me that's a very quick time out of the gates, and it looks like he did that quite early on in Q1.
Yeah, I no idea where that came from ADOS. That's a great lap, so hopefully he can continue on. He be one of his first Q3 appearances tonight if he could get into Q3. So great result from him so far, and obviously a lot of these reserves as well. I must mention too, obviously Ruben, Vu reserving in tonight didn't make it through tonight, unfortunately, to Q2. But yeah, it's always good to see new names on the grid, like Fresh Face. It's always a good one. Not sure if we have anyone.
Should we get Matty into the comms? I'll send him an invite, and maybe SJ as well.
Yep. Hopefully they just... No one's in just yet. It's understandable if they don't want to jump in after the elimination.
And I could certainly understand if that's the case. It's absolutely a frustrating track to be knocked out of Q1, and now you just got to sit and watch the rest of the field there make their way through to Q2 and Q3.
Yeah, I mean it's a blessing in disguise sometimes here, though. I mean, starting at the back, it's sort of like Baku, it can really cause some chaos in turn one. If that doesn't happen, though, it's a long night. It's definitely a long night. Safety cars are pretty high though here, so you do have that chance of maybe making a bit of ground up under strategy and stuff, and you never know what can happen here, to be fair. So anyway, we're right on board with Claire until we get anyone in to have a chat. They will be the first to start their lap. And the Aston, as we know, they've had some strong quality results, but not been able to execute the race yet. See how they go tonight. Starting their lap now, burning up to the line, and will burn a lot of battery actually. Pretty much.
That's a lot of burn on the front straight.
Yeah, we are lightning first sector, but we
oh my goodness.
Need to save that battery a little bit through this sector now to be able to regenerate through that last straight. Hugs the impacts very tiny through there, still flat. Probably lift off here to try and get the inside. Doesn't want to touch the brakes though, and very easy to invalidate. Huge snap there. Manages to keep it still face to the right way somehow. Down to 40% battery now, so it's getting a bit dangerous now. I could run out very early here. Anyway, back through the right left. Very slidey on the back of that Aston. Running obviously low wings or a very stiff suspension setup.
Very slippery, mate. I can see. What do you think? There's going to be a couple of wall taps here?
Yeah, I think so. It's very possible. We can really abuse the walls here sometimes, but yeah, they can bite hard too. Claire will be the first to set a time and set the pace for Q3, or Q2, sorry. See what that is. I wonder if it's going to be in the 28s off the bat. I don't think so. I think this lap, 27, sorry, I don't think this lap had it. It's very, very untidy. See what she can do.
I think
29.
just burning off too much battery at the start there, mate. You're not leaving much in the tank for the back half.
Yeah, his drift just tops a teammate. Ados fastest. Flubber now P3. It's a lot of times running in sprinter. Comes through the final sector. So yeah, a few guys struggling. A few guys probably using old tyres on this first lap as well. His sprinter now will wrap up his lap, and he has plenty of battery to burn up to the line, and this is a pretty solid lap so far from him. He's run out though early. This will put him P3.
Very smooth exit.
Yeah. Is Vettel now. Obviously our championship leader, the one to watch really tonight. Only needs to... I got asked earlier what he needs to do to win, and I believe it was only 21 points. But I'm not sure what Matty needs to do to be able to prevent that. It's a very, very big lead Vettel has in the championship tonight, so yeah, I think he can wrap it up. But I am no stats man. Don't know if you're any better at that.
Yeah, I believe all he needs to do is score 21 points regardless of where Matty places, and that's him over the line for the championship. So they'll be putting in a lot of effort to keep it up the front there. That's going to be a what would that be, a P2 and a fastest lap together or better?
Yeah, that could be a huge night for Mercedes and Vettel, wrapping it up early with one round to go after this, obviously, and yeah, being able to relax a bit. He's done very well this season, but we'll see what he can do here coming across the line. And he will be P3 with a 29.1, so very close times up the top. His teammate now also about to cross the line. Tyler has been rapid this season, goes P2 with a 29.0. You can obviously see Ados has probably done a new tyre run. Jump down. Who else is about to start a lap? Someone's actually had a bit of an incident. Just getting out the way. Min-Mei about to start a lap, so we're right on board with Min-Mei. Burns a little bit of battery up to the line and kicks off his lap. I'll let you take us with a lap with him, mate, because obviously you're his teammate.
Absolutely. It says I might be a little second behind you on stream, but he crosses the start-finish there, coming through to Sector 1. Not too bad out of Sector 1 there, a little bit sloppy at the end though, gives it a little slide. And that's the thing about this track, mate. One little slip, a little bit too much accelerator there, and he's probably washed 2 or 3 tenths off his time. So hopefully he can keep it nice and tidy for the rest of the track.
He's really pushing.
Coming around for the big left-hander. He's on the push there. He's picked up the fastest Sector 1 by the looks of it. I don't know how he managed to outdo Claire using all her ERS. He's doing well on the push.
Yeah, he is. One more sector now. 50% battery, obviously. He hasn't set a lap yet, so I don't know if those purples are just because... they are in the comms box, so... we will kick it off with SJ or Matty if you want to start with SJ, mate.
SJ, how we going?
Mate, we didn't know if we were going to get spoken to. We've been sitting there for 5 minutes.
Mate, didn't hear you chime in there before, but disappointing to be out in Q1, but
oh yeah,
mate, that's the way it goes sometimes. Someone's got to fill the back 5 places, and you're one of them today. Talk me through how that session went for you.
Crap again. Yeah, no, I'm not a fan here. I don't like it. Not quick, not at all. Did the first one, did a 30, you know. Wanted to try and get into the 29s. Got to the 29s. It was about 6-7 attempts up on my time. Probably didn't burn enough ERS. Probably in some areas. you're just cautious here, you know, because it's just one mistake, it's over, you know, with front wing damage or anything. I did a 29. I think I did a 29.8 or 6 in the end, and I thought, oh, it was in P15, and then Madpack goes and beats me by 1/10, so it pushed me down to 16th. And I don't know even if I just finished up in 16th in the end anyway. So yeah, disappointing, but we'll see how we go in the race, I guess.
Mate, you only just missed out. I think Claire got through with a 1:29.5, I think it was, and you're only a couple of tenths off that. So you had every shot, but unfortunately, yeah, a couple of drivers just jumped in front of you.
Yeah, it's not a fan. I'm not a fan.
How do you think your race pace is? You got it in the race? You put on the show, or?
I'm just not going to get in the way. I think if there's carnage, then I'll just try and score points. You know, I've got a bit of an aim for myself and the team, so I'd like to try and finish above drifts for the end of the championship, and that can put me into P5. But I'm going to need a good result, and I've done okay here before, but the way that the guys are going at the moment, I think it's going to be pretty difficult. It's going to have to be some serious drama going wrong. You know, it's such a difficult track. So we'll see. Anything can happen. You know, we've seen a lot happen here. The DRS train is obviously extremely powerful. So if we can stay with the DRS train, we can probably battle. But you just got to watch your braking points, really. If you lose your front wing, then it's all over. It's all she wrote.
Absolutely, mate. I'll get you over to Dido, see if he wants to ask anything there.
Yeah, I mean, you pretty much covered everything I was going to say. I mean, the plan for the race, mate, it's probably not the worst track to start at the back at. With some carnage possible, or maybe some safety cars to be able to make up some room or make up some spots. Drift's obviously a very solid result right now, P4 currently. So if you can keep that going, it'd be a very, very good result from you indeed to beat him. But I mean, in saying that, just on McLaren's targets tonight, you always got Fundo in there. What's his target, and how can you help him, obviously, when you're not really there at the moment? What's your target at the moment tonight together?
I mean, if we can get him into Q3, then that's a result. You know, he's Division 6 driver, he's got some pace, but, you know, some of these guys are formidable, and now obviously losing another car with the tyre, that's obviously an important thing. We didn't really use the tyre for the first time. I'm just not comfortable here for it. Might have been able to benefit, might have got into Q2 with it, I don't know, probably. But yeah, I think just scoring good points, you know. We're not going to get in the way of anything, you know. We know the championship, there's a championship fight at the top, you know. Matty Ayu's obviously got a difficult situation as well, he's in. But yeah, I think it's going to be a tough night. It'll be a tough night, but you never know. You never know what is going to happen going into turn 1.
Yeah, well, good luck, mate, and hopefully we're talking to you at the end.
I would say don't put a bet on it.
No worries, mate. We'll take it easy. All right, well, jumping over to Matty. I mean, mate, tonight your main goal is obviously Vettel, who's currently in a very good spot, P6, and looking like he'll get through to Q3. So I guess that's my only question for you. What's your goal tonight? How do you beat Vettel tonight?
The championship's over, fellas. Don't worry about the championship. It was done a month ago, fellas. It's the old Sandra Sally with the late news here. But look, shocking Q1. Obviously, you saw it. Pretty bad. Just bad all round, and it's probably been Matty AU for the last month. Pretty crap.
Yeah, I mean that it didn't go to plan. Obviously, invalidating twice and then getting around again, and then it's not good, man. But obviously, having to work hard now, like I said to SJ, some damage or something at the start could really help your race getting through, and obviously some avoiding that carnage. But obviously, if you get involved in that yourself, it's game over anyway. Obviously, I think maybe damage control tonight. Maybe just trying to score as many points as possible and hope for the best.
Yeah, I mean we'll put on a bit of a showdown back there. We'll make some moves throughout the race, I'm sure. It just depends on if anyone wants to stick their nose in my car. Would probably be the only other real concern, but it should be good fun. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, no worries, mate. Well, yeah. Sorry, cut you off there.
No, all good.
Yeah, no worries. Good luck, mate, and I'll hand you over to China.
Hey, Matty, how you going?
Good, mate.
Tell me all about how much you hate Sector 1. A little bit unlucky there a couple of times on that ripple strip, mate. Looked just a little bit slippery, got your rear wheel up onto it, and yeah, all over Red Rover.
Yeah, pretty bad, but oh well, it is what it is, and it's not really, as I said, it's not really a title fight. It's over, but no, it hasn't been for the last 3 weeks, but no, it should be good fun. It's going to be a bit of a show, and hopefully a few blokes that are repeat offenders of carnage to stay away.
Right, well, look, I'll let you get back to the pit so you can get ready for go time when it rolls around. But we'll look forward to watching you climb your way through.
Yeah, P10 after about lap 3, boys.
That's the go.
Cheers.
I think that's all we have in to chat with us tonight, but for the Q1 anyway. But yeah, good to hear from them. Obviously, not always nice to have a chat, but Matty and obviously SJ looking like a big result needed tonight to get back up to where they usually are. Anyway, Claire jumps up to P4 with a 29.0. So a lot of times now rolling in, a lot of guys on new tyres, obviously. Very hard to keep up with who is on a lap. Looks like Drift's just gone fastest in the first sector, so he's on an absolute charge, who has shown some serious pace tonight, I must say. He was up in P4 in Q1 and currently sitting P6. Ados is retired, he's called it. Will not be able to improve, obviously. He should be safe, but we'll have to wait and see. Drifts got 36% battery coming into Sector 3 here. Fastest in Sector 1 and Sector 2. So he needs a big sector here to be able to wrap this up. And I feel like he may be able to take fastest time off Ados. See what he can do through this final corner. He gets it wide, chucks it down to third. It's on the power nice and early. He clips the wall a bit. That's got to cost him a little bit. Not too much. See what he can do. Cross the line, goes P2, so it might have cost him pole there, but that's still fair way off Ados, I must say. Ados has set a really solid time again in Q2. So yeah, Tyler not improving on this lap. $2 goes second. Solid time from him. So many times. TMT crossing the line. He needs a big lap. P12 currently. He goes P8. Who else? Gangster. Thunder can't improve up into the top 10. He goes P12. So he's out. Gangster. The last.
Claire's in trouble here.
Yeah. Claire. Gangster goes P7. So that he's knocked Flubber out too. Flubber retired very early and actually it did not go to plan. So that's
that was
it.
A very early retire from Flubber. That's again, we know he's got the pace, so he's done himself out of a Q3. Probably trying to save a set of tyres, mate, but then they're of no use to you if you can't get into Q3 and use them.
Yeah, big shock there. I mean, Thunder, Sprinter, Flubber, Mudpack, and Damon, all out in Q2. And see if any of those guys want to jump into the comms box. But drama. I did not expect Flubber to be knocked out in Q2, that's for sure. He is very rapid. Maybe not his track.
Yeah, and you'd think this would be, I would have thought this might be a track that they're, they're sort of fond of. I've seen Flubber getting around on a wet circuit and seems to hold it up pretty well when it's a bit slippery, so you'd think this would be right up his alley.
Yeah, he's got some work to do down in P11, but that's it. That's your top 10 going through. Ados sitting on P1 currently still. Tudor P2, Drift P3, Vettel P4, Ruben P5, Midmay 6, Gangster 7th, Tyler 8th, TMT 9th, and Claire rounding up your top 10. Claire just got through there. I felt like if any of those guys had a little bit more improvement there, she was in trouble. It was on that last sort of 10th there that, you never know what's going to happen. But yeah, did well through. See what they can do in this session. Only 10 now. God, I can't pick who's on pole. Ador's looking strong, but as well as Tudor. Tudor set in a really solid time at the end of Q2 there, so watch him in this session.
Yeah, you'd have to think Ados has been leading the charge so far, getting out early, setting what turns out to be the top time. So we'll see what their strategy is in Q3. I imagine they've held a set of softs over so they can have 2 hot runs this round. So let's see what they're able to put out.
Yeah, mate. Hopefully you can get Tudor an invite. So we have some guys in to have a chat. We'll go on board with Flubber first. So Flubber, mate. Obviously not the Q2 that you'd like. We're not used to seeing you be eliminating in Q2. Actually, usually we're fighting in the Q3 session, all chatting in the podium box. So just tell us, mate, what happened. Just not your track.
Yeah, he's got it right pretty much. I was trying to save a set of soft tyres for Q3, to be honest, and yeah, I just kind of didn't get the lap time I should have, really. So
Yeah.
got myself in the foot, but you know, it is what it is.
Yeah, it's unfortunate, mate. I mean, obviously, like I said to both the guys before, this track can deliver some drama, can deliver some chaos. So, is that your goal tonight? Just avoid that, get up through the grid, and hope for some sort of big result?
I'll see. We'll see what happens, really. Like, anything can happen. This track's pretty unforgiving, so as long as you play it safe, I think you should be alright. But if you want to go for the win, you're going to have to take a gamble, I think, because it's going to be like a DRS train, really, so...
Yeah, mate. Yeah, well, wish you the best, and I'll hand you over to China, see if he wants to have a chat.
No worries, thanks.
Sure. Mate, yeah, a bit surprising to see you drop out in Q2 there. Obviously just went here for the strategy move. It didn't quite play out today. How does that sort of change up your race strategy?
Yeah, I think I might change it up now, to be honest. Well, starting outside the top 10, you know, anything can really happen with safety cars. We've seen from other divs over the weekend, so safety cars can play out, so anything can happen, really. So I'm banking on that, starting from, P11 or 12, I think it is. So.
Yeah, I think you slotted into P11 there, so just outside of the top 10, if I'm not mistaken. But look, not the worst track to be starting midfield. You're just going to want to keep yourself clear of any chaos in Sector 1. You know, obviously, if there's going to be a safety car anywhere, it'll be Jeddah, and so you do have an opportunity there to pick yourself up a few spots, most likely. Mate, best of luck. We'll keep it moving so we can catch the rest of Q3, but good luck for the race, man.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah, we will just keep it to one question each for the rest two, but I'll jump over to Sprinter for his chat, obviously. Mate, Q2 not going to plan obviously we're just speaking to Flubber. It looked like you just couldn't get the lap down that you needed to get down, a few invalidations. Just tell us a little bit about your version of events, mate.
Yeah, I knew Q2 was probably the main goal because I don't really have any pace here. But I was a bit annoyed getting obviously knocked out like pretty low in the Q2 order. But I'll probably just have to have a good recovery.
Yeah, mate, obviously some chaos at the start could help. You're right in that crunch pack. Obviously P10 to P15 can be quite chaotic on the start, so is that your goal into turn 1? Just avoid any sort of drama?
Yeah, hopefully not cause any of it.
Yeah, well, that would be good, mate. Well, wish you the best. And just, yeah, hopefully we're having a chat to you at the end.
Yeah, thank you.
Cheers. I'll jump over to Thunder for your chat, China, if you want to see how he's feeling.
Yeah, we got Thunder here reserving up from Div 6, mate. How'd you find the track tonight?
Not good. I mean, look, it is what it is. Jeddah's Jeddah. I don't know, just a bit of a rough time in quali, really. Just not feeling it tonight. Reserving up, so it's going to be an interesting time. I think I start P12.
Yeah, I think that's right, mate. I think you slotted into P12 there.
Yeah, it should be all right. See how we go. Hopefully, bring home some points from McLaren this weekend, or whatever day it is, Monday. That should tell you where I'm at. That should tell you where I'm exhausted, man.
Absolutely. He's not been all that well recently, so it's good of you to reserve up, mate. Try and get some points on the board. Work together with Gov if he can catch up to where you are in the field, and let's see if he can get some good points in for McLaren.
Yeah, man. Thank you. I appreciate that.
Easy, mate. I'll pass you over.
Thanks.
Thunder, mate, obviously, yeah, reserving up. Big task tonight, but I think obviously the goal for you and SJ tonight is just to finish the race, bring home some points. It sounds like it's both your not favourite tracks here. So obviously, what's your plan? Getting Galv up to where you are is a big task, but yeah, mate, what you go tonight?
I actually really enjoy Jeddah, so it's kind of a sad showing tonight, and I'm pretty disappointed in myself. Contrary to my teammate, who's been pretty vocal about his disdain for the place, but I actually really enjoy the track. Just a couple of things just didn't go right in quali. I'm actually freezing as well, but it is what it is. You can't really feel my fingertips. But yeah, just try and get Gov up and hopefully work our way through the pack. Jeddah's Jeddah, the walls jump out at you, or so they say. So anything can happen. We've seen the grids bounce all over the shop in the first few races here in Rush. So I'm kind of hoping to be the beneficiary of some mayhem at this point.
Yeah, I mean, that'd be good, mate. So I wish you the best in the race, and hopefully you get some experience in this one for tomorrow's race for your own Div 6 race.
Thanks a lot. Thanks, guys. You guys have a good night.
Cheers, mate.
Cheers. Good luck.
Jumping on board with Ados now. He's in some trouble. I'm not sure if he's on new tyres again or not, but yeah, hasn't been able to set a time yet. So not up to his usual P1, sort of Q1, P2 dominance in this earlier quali session. So we'll see what he can do here. Has a bit of a has a kick in front that might be able to give him a bit of a tow. See what he does here.
It's good work to jump out of the way there and let him breeze on by.
Yeah, no problems there for Ados. See what he can do here through the last corner where we've seen a few guys have some issues. But actually, most people being able to execute that pretty well compared to Div 4, Div 2 last night. Ados will go fastest with 28.4. So I'm not sure if you have time to go back around. But yeah, big time once again from Ados.
Yeah, you wouldn't. Oh, they might just scrape it in for another lap, but I think they're going to be out of time by the time they get in and try and get out again. Let's see how they go. It looks like the rest of the field is sitting pretty in pits, just waiting for that clock to count down.
Yeah, everyone just in the pits. We'll see Tudor getting pushed back into his garage. But yeah, everyone just waiting for that sort of last 3 minutes. I'll say we'll probably see everyone dive out. Could be some traffic. Everyone hopefully gets a gap. And yeah, I don't think Ados will get back. He's probably running out of fuel now, I'd say. Yeah. So he will not be able to set another time. So is that enough for pole? Claire currently only a 10th off. And then Vettel, obviously, 0.2 off Claire. And then you've already got Ruben coming out for his last run. So he's coming out early. It looks like there's no one else out coming out just yet. Ados trying to get back to the pits, burning his battery with no fuel. But I think his night's done in quali. He'll just have to wait and see if anyone can beat him.
That's a quick time for Q3, 128.4. I would have thought Div 5 would be pushing closer down to the 128 even by this stage in Q3. But look, it is a tricky track and lots of places that cause you to go a bit slower. So how it plays out.
Yeah, I think a lot of these guys are going to improve here. I don't think a 28.4 will be pole, but I could be wrong. I think we did see some 27s earlier, I believe. Could be wrong on that too. but no one else on a lap. We've got Ruben will be the first to start his lap. He's beaten the traffic. He'll have a bit of traffic by the time he gets around, but he should be okay.
Yeah, it's a bit of a catch-22 trying to get out early and beat the traffic, because it is such a long track. By the time you get around, you catch up to everyone, getting out on their warm-up lap. So hopefully they can make their way through, nice and neat.
Yeah, it's very hard to get it right here, get the timing right, but we'll wait and see what he can do. Down into turn 1, hard on the brakes, down to third gear. We'll hug that inside line and be really easy to invalidate, as we've seen multiple big names do tonight. Anyway, up into the outskirts of Sector 1. That corner right there is where we saw Matty and multiple other drivers invalidate. Gets off the curb of death very nicely from Ruben. Holds it flat through there. Jumps actually down to 5th. Very lucky that the game didn't invalidate him there. He hopped the curb. Just kept that left wheel inside the line. Used 5th gear there opposed to 4th that was seen very frequently. See what he does here. Very fast bit of track here. Hugs the outside curb. Nicely done. Doesn't hit the wall either. Will burn his battery up to 7th. Needs to save a little bit more now before he gets to that last stretch. He's dangerously low. Still has plenty of overtake. Versteeg's 8/10 up. So he's got massive improvement here, but I'm not sure. That's fastest in that sector, but there's a lot of guys behind, I think, improving too. Looks like an Alpine of gangsters just going fastest in that middle sector, possibly. Ruben now wrapping his last corner. Gets it done nicely, doesn't clip the outside wall. Burn his battery up to the line. He'll actually run out just at the line, and he will go P3. It's not enough for pole, and I think there will be some improvements here. Vettel is not improving, though. That's big news. P4 currently has not improved on his lap. Drifts has. He's fastest in that sector, so Drifts in the line for pole here, and he's got his teammate behind towing him nicely along, so could see a very good result for Aston in quali here if they get this right. Drift through the final corner. Plenty of battery still up to the line. Goes fastest. Just.
Oof.
That
was a very tidy lap from Drift there.
Yeah, very tidy. And Min-May goes P6. Tyler doesn't improve. So I think that's it. That's your grid.
That's our grid. 2 doors done, are they? Yeah.
Wow. Let's see who actually was in P3 there. There you go, Vettel. Drift P1, ADOS P2, Vettel P3, Claire P4, Ruben P5, 2-door P6, Min-May 7th, Gangster P8, Tyler P9, and TMT P10. That's a strong drive from TMT. One of his only Q3s, like he's had hasn't had the best luck in quality this season, I must say. In Div 5.
This is the time to do it at the tail end of the season. This is where it all counts. It's great to see that. What did we have? 2 Astons, 2 Williams, 2 Mercs, 2 Kicks, a Visa Red Bull, and an Alpine making up the top 10 there. So quite a few team players in Q3.
Yeah, absolutely, mate. And now everyone just waiting to change their setups a little bit, maybe, and get their strategy sorted. But I don't know what to expect from this one. I've watched a lot of races here at Rush in Saudi, and it's been some pretty dramatic ones, I must say. Hopefully tonight, though, we have a nice clean race.
Looks like we got Whiff there asking for predictions.
I actually have no idea on a prediction on this one. I mean, Ados has showed some serious pace, but yeah, oh no, SJ's left the session.
Ooh. I'll get him in there.
That's not good. Hopefully he can take control with no issues. The luck does not go SJ's way tonight, unfortunately, but we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 red lights. And away we go for the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix. And Drift gets a great start off the line, and he actually gets a jump off Ados. Ados, though, tries to stick it in. A bit of a lag there. I can't see what's happened there. Everyone through turn 1 safely. There's a bit of chaos down the back, though. But everyone's facing the right way. There was actually a bit of lag that made me miss half of that. Oh, no, just as I said that, we've got a wing flying. SJ has joined his AIs in all sorts of chaos here. What's happened? We got a safety car.
Oh,
That's TMT missing.
yeah. I don't know if that was that SJ's rejoin, maybe just threw a glitch in there for a second.
Well, it was glitching. I mean, the stream was glitching at the start, but I'm not sure what happened there. As SJ has left again. Hopefully we can get him back in. That's not the start that he would have liked. But yeah, actually big damage on both RBs. Actually, maybe not Sprinter, but TMT definitely will have to pit. That's unfortunate for him. He's missing way more than end plate, unfortunately. So yeah, he'll definitely have to pit. We'll jump back up the top. Drift managed to hold the lead, and he's gone green again. There's only a VSC. Ados looking like he might want to get the move done early on in this race.
Around the outside.
Drift actually pulls out of that. You know, good race awareness from Drift there, and Aston deciding to stick behind, and Vettel now looking quite dangerous in P3. Ooh! Claire goes for a very late move.
Oof.
Gets it done, and SJ has asked for an invite. Hopefully that's all.
Yep,
just monitoring everything, making sure that all of is okay, because it's probably just my end lagging a little bit on the stream.
I'm getting it in spectator as well, just a little bit of screen judder.
Yeah. Okay. Good old F1 24. We're not way too good at this game. Anyway, we will continue on. Tudor and Minmay looking super strong at P6, P7. But this DRS train that we've seen a lot of this weekend has started. Jump on board Leclerc, who's trying to defend off Ruben. Ruben looking like might want to get the move done on that next DRS straight. Leclerc's just hanging on to the DRS in front. Moves around the outside, doesn't get it done, pulls back in the inside. Tudor gets the job done on Vettel. There's a lot of moves happening here early on in this race. Just need to hold their breath.
As we look down the order there, we can see is that NZT Chef on softs, which seems a very odd move for Jeddah. Must be banking on a very early safety car.
Yeah, that's very early to be pitting, and very early to obviously be putting on the softs. Oh, he didn't pit. Sorry, he started on the softs, my man.
No, he started on the softs, yeah.
Oh, wow.
As we see, Tyler's ducked into the pits there.
Yeah,
there's a little bit of carnage here on track. There's a few cars being pushed off wide now. Looks like they're all tucking it back in.
Just riding on board. Where's that happening? I'm just on board with Vettel. Not sure. Was there any other battle packs? SJ's joined, but this is getting very, very spicy now. These boys all trying to push off, but that's actually allowing the top three to break away, and Ados actually breaking away from Drift and Claire. And so yeah, very solid start from them. See what he can do here though. Vettel really trying to get past Tudor. Looking for this win. Looking to seal the championship actually. Ooh. Very good driving from these guys.
Some bold moves in there.
Bold moves.
Tudor goes around the outside.
bold moves, but they all kept it very clean. And we got to move back into P3. Tudor gets it done. Good job there from Tudor. Apologise on the screen jitter there. That's nothing I can do about that, unfortunately. Hopefully SJ has taken control.
This Tudor just made up 3 spots in the space of, 3 corners up into P3. That's amazing work.
Yeah, he's done an awesome job there. And now he's trying to wheel real drifts in. He'd love DRS at the drifts. Be hurting him not having that.
Absolutely. As we see, Vettel looks to be pretty well tucked in there in P6 behind Claire. So going from the top there, we've got ADOS up in P1, 2 seconds behind already is Drift. 1.5 seconds behind is Tudor. 0.3 down to Ruben. We've got Claire, Vettel and Minmare all sharing a DRS train. And then another 2-second breakout to Mudpack. So looks like we're getting some clear groups here just in the top sort of 8 or 9 drivers.
Yeah, he's... yeah, I really can't pick on who's actually got this in the bag. I mean, ADOS are looking strong, but Drift's starting to reel that gap in a little bit to him to reel into DRS. If we can get into the DRS, we'll have a battle here for P1. This battle here for P3 is just getting heated now. Claire gets the job done on Ruben. Gangster and Mudpack also battling into turn 1. They make a bit of contact. Actually pushes the Haas a little bit wide, but no issues there. Mudpack trying to hang on here. You don't want to be too close through this sector. Can really cause some issues. See what Vettel's now up to. Ooh, Aston off ahead. Just gone wide there, no issues. Probably got a warning though. Tudor in control still. Hasn't managed to reel that gap in, but it'd be super hard to be focusing on that when you've got all these guys behind.
They're really going to need to work together, and I mean they've got a good 25 laps here at this track, but they do breeze on by super quick. I think that's just a side effect of how fast the track is. Even though you've got decent lap times and a bit of time to work your way around, yeah, it runs down very quickly, especially if you're out of DRS.
Oh, absolutely, mate. As Claire sends it around the outside of Tudor, this is great racing, though, I must say, from these guys. In Div 5, Claire actually clips the wall, don't jinx it. It pulls out of that move and they continue on for another lap. But yes, like you said, the battling that they're doing is not helping. That's gone to 2 seconds now for Drifts. But Drifts is on another level too. He's really trying to wheel in that gap at ADOS. I must say though, probably ADOS' best drive of the season at the moment. He has had a very good start to this race. He can just maintain that gap, but we'll wait and see what happens here. Tudor actually was lucky. I don't know if Tudor's missing an M plate. I don't think so, but he tapped the back at Claire there a little bit. Should be okay though.
It's okay, just a little nudge to let him know that he's there, and he's ready to take that P3 whenever she wants to give it up. So
I tell you what,
it's been great racing so far.
Yeah, it is scary following someone so closely around here, especially in that sector 1, sector 2. Can really end in steers, and Ruben's going to maybe go up on Tudor. I'm trying to get a better view because the camera angle is terrible here. Pulls out of that move. Actually, might be better to go on board with Vettel here.
Jump on board with Ruben, yeah.
Great racing here. These guys, they're gaining. They're allowing Drifts just to break away. Drifts now 1.7 on ADOS, so he's made a fair bit of time up on that last lap. Ooh, Ruben hit the inside wall. Which we've seen so often this weekend.
And then we see Claire without battle has let Tudor go by, so these guys might start working together to really chase down that lead pack, because if they don't start now, it's going to be all over Red Rover very quickly.
Yeah, absolutely. This is getting very spicy now.
Ooh.
Yeah, we jump a little bit further down because Sprinter and Maddie are having a good little battle too. Maddie having a tough old race in P15. Hasn't gone his way, and we've got a yellow. That's TMT. What's happened there? That's a safety. That's huge. TMT's in all sorts. He's hit the wall hard. That's
Is that a virtual
unfortunate.
safety car?
Yeah, just a virtual.
Virtual.
I don't know how. That RB was across the track, but it's gone now. Marshals have done absolute miracle work there.
Clean that up very quickly.
Yeah, that's very unfortunate for
And
TMT. That was such a
TMT.
that's such a strong drive so far from him. Very unfortunate. Anyway, Minmay hunting down Ruben, and this battle continues. These guys now have a chance to save their battery, have a breather, and I wonder if we're going to see some pit stops. I don't know if it's the right time, but if you can save, get a free pit stop, it's definitely the time. Two-door, no! Oh. Two-door gets a drive through.
And he mustn't have seen the delta on his screen just ticking over.
Yeah, and I think ADOS pitted a little too early there. But at the end of the day, he is on the hards. They will make it. Get an undercut now. Where does he come out? He'll come out in dirty air, though, of the Ferrari. So he's going to have to now... yeah, really get a move on here. Drift's now in control. Claire trying to get back past Tudor, but that's going to hurt Tudor. That's so unfortunate. This game is terrible with that delta.
And it's a long pit drive here too. I can't quite remember the time off my top of my head, but I know that every time I'm driving through that pit, it takes a long bloody time, that's for sure.
Why wasn't Grizz's ticketed? Not sure, but Claire hunting down Tudor. This battle pack has pretty much been the main one tonight. These guys are really putting on a show for us. See if any moves happen into this final corner here. Claire's thinking about it around the outside of Tudor. Doesn't get the job done, but we'll have the DRS now. Does Tudor serve it this lap? He does. You will call it.
That's a tough break for the Kick boys there. You know, we're all in chasing down points. Dropping through the field early on with the drive-through, mate, that's a heavy hit. But we all know Tudor is going to put the time in and the effort in there to climb back up and make it up throughout the remaining 16 laps. So let's see how he goes with that.
Yeah, I'm just seeing where he comes out. He's going to come out right in front of, right beside, pretty much, of the battle pack here. But Drifts came out and all sorts, came pretty much side by side with the Haas. That could have ended very badly there, but he's actually fallen behind him, which is not what he would have wanted, our race leader. See what happens here. Penalties start to roll in. We've got a couple. Have a look at that.
We've got 3 seconds for Hugh, 3 seconds for Tyler, and 3 seconds for Sprinter so far. And look, there's going to be some big gaps throughout the field, you'd have to think, towards the end of the race there, so they might not be too impactful. But if you've accrued 3 already, it's easy to accrue another 3 as you get along, and that's where it really starts to hurt.
Mudpack's retired. He's hit. Oh my god, he's on the roof.
Whoa, I've never seen that. I've never seen that.
Yeah, that is. Wow.
Okay.
That is. Yeah, very unfortunate for Mudpack. Jeez, he must hit the wall hard, and that's going to bring everyone into the pits, but. Holy moly.
Well, that actually works out quite well for Tudor. So he only dropped, 5 places, getting down to, or 4 places actually, down to P7, and now he gets a free pit stop. Change those tyres over.
Yeah, absolutely crazy. Absolute crazy things. There's a big crash, and we've got 2 DNFs now. 2 crashes on their own accord too, and both by themselves. Oh, mate, I could be wrong. Mudpack might have been involved with someone else, but yeah, huge incident there.
That is a massive incident. And just lucky that no one else was involved in it. I mean, yeah, like you're saying, 2 isolated incidents. Very fortunate to not take it out of the drivers.
Yeah, our first safety car of the night, obviously, if you don't count the VSC, but yeah, everyone now will make their pit stop and be trying to go to the end, which they all should be able to. Damon, you know, on 8 lap hard still should be able to go to the end as well. But yeah, I mean, interesting strategies throughout. A few penalties are going to hurt now, but like you said for Tudor too, he only dropped down to P9. So not the end of the world. He now has a chance to be able to get back that sort of thing he lost, but yeah, still 10 seconds that he wish he didn't have, I'm sure.
Absolutely. And what have we got here through the field? So almost everybody is on the hard tyres, but Hugo, Flubber, Tyler, and Sprinter all picking the mediums. Which I think you'd have a bit of a tough time trying to get those through to the end. What do you reckon, Dito?
Yeah, it'd be a stretch. They'd make it, but yeah, it'd be burning. This track, not very nice on tyres. I definitely would like to be on the hards this stage of the race for sure. But in saying that, you never know. Could be wrong. All I know is they will be super quick on the restart.
Absolutely, everyone's going to be up for a jump, and you know the pack's all tightened back up again, and a few drivers there will be sort of taking every chance they get to climb up the field as early as possible. What do you think? What do you think about a little vote for whether there's going to be another safety car before lap 20?
Yeah, if we have someone that can put one in, man, definitely. I for some reason I can't on my end. But yes, if we can definitely get a vote in, that would be great. And we can chuck any prediction up. Hopefully no more safety cars, but it is Saudi. ADOS probably lead us away after this lap, I'd say. I reckon they will come in. Safety car will probably come in this lap. And we were back on green racing. And the guys on the mediums, like I said, will be wanting to utilise this and try and get as far up as they can. Why they've got that optimal grip that will only last a small amount of time. Probably 10 laps, I'd say, and then they'll be pretty scrap. But we'll go a little bit further down. Talk about someone else. I mean, SJ up into P10. Great race from him so far. He's been disconnected. Got knocked out in Q1. And he's now into P10.
And with Matty hot on his heels in P11. So, yeah, a couple of those bottom drivers sort of work their way up to the mid pack already, so they'll be looking to take advantage as best they can.
Yeah, they're doing very well so far. See how they can go on this safety car. Restart anyway. Safety car's coming in, so ADOS will lead us the way for probably one of the first times he has this season. So hopefully he goes okay here, but we'll see how they go off this restart. Always exciting at Saudi on a safety car restart. See what he decides to go. He hasn't gone yet. Yes, he has. He's gone flat, so he's gone early. He hasn't fooled Claire though. Claire managing to read that quite well. Vettel also. See how they all go into turn one. Anyone making any moves. Looks like a Ferrari at the back. Vu going for a move on Gangster into turn one. Oh! Gangster had to back out of that. Jeez. Could have been a big crash there.
Jeez. As we see, Flubbers just picked up a 3 second.
unfortunate for Flower, pushing hard on that restart. He's very quick though in these mediums. Tyler all the way down in P14 also will be looking to be getting past here. Talking about Tyler, he's in a big battle here with Sprinter as they go side by side. Leave each other enough room. Good racing there. And Tyler also has a little sniff up the inside of Flubber, but thinks better of it. It's great racing here. Obviously that safety car glitch is back. Sorry about that, guys. But back to a little DRS train now, and until we see some moves, drifts, thought about it on Minmay. And Minmay is doing a very good job, I must say, up in P4 as well.
It's great to see Minmay at the top of the field. He's one of those drivers who puts a lot of time in. He cares about the outcomes he gets, so it's really good to see him up in P4 there.
Yeah, absolutely, mate. Vu went for a big move on drifts there. Didn't get it done though. Lost 2 positions. As we see Ruben get the move done on the Aston, so everyone fighting quite hard on this restart. Tyler up at P13, picking off these guys now. Maddie is next for him. Maddie actually losing out to NCT on that restart. Maddie actually on 11 lap tyres compared to these guys. He's probably on one of the oldest sets he is on the grid.
Yeah, I wonder why he didn't go. Oh, I guess yeah, he wouldn't want to swap on the mediums too early. So that might pay off for him with all the other drivers here going out on mediums. They're going to fall off really hard towards the end of this race unless there's another safety.
Yeah, I think that's what he'd have to be hoping for. Which is not the worst prediction to have around here. So yeah, definitely a likelihood of having a safety car. We see P4, P5, Minmay and Ruben battle it out, swap positions. Minmay will try and have a crack back at him now. Get the job done, no issues with DRS. And these guys have been fighting pretty much all race, and Tudor is back on the scene up in the P7, so he's had an awesome recovery. That safety car really helped him. Claire on a charge.
Claire and Ados swapping positions. So Claire up in a P1, and those top 2 cars have actually done really well to work with each other and build up a 2-second gap already down to Vettel, which is no easy feat.
Yeah, this is great racing from these guys. They've actually broken away from obviously DRS, like you said. The Vettel though is actually looking very, very quick. He's almost done it. If he burns a little bit, he might get in there, but 1.2 still, 1.1. He's actually doing very well as well. If Vettel gets into that DRS, which is just done.
Wow.
I don't know how he did that, but there.
What a charge.
Yeah. He's on for this championship view tonight. Vettel can get this job done. Drifts also one to watch tonight.
And Ruben, for that matter, in P4 there. I mean, yeah, these sort of top 5-6 drivers are doing exceptionally well there. A little bit of a gap in there, but it looks like they're keeping pace pretty well.
Yeah, absolutely. Made the battle at the top's heating up now. P1's swapping spots, and Vettel is well and truly looking like he might want to get involved. He does. He goes for the move on Ados into turn 1. They tap, make contact, and Vettel has to pull out of that. And yeah, I wonder if we're going to see the likes of Drifts and Ruben get involved in that top 3 battle. And they're really fighting though. They're really letting them break away. 2-second gap between them now. Oh,
We see just
Claire gets a 3-second.
Oh no.
So that will drop a fair way down at this stage. Probably down into about P6. And we got yellows. That's SJ.
Oh, is that a safety?
No, he's just spun. He's dropped all the way down to P17, but still on that tail end of the pack. At least this is not the race for McLaren tonight. As we go a little bit further up, Tyler now looking very good too. He's jumped to fairway on that restart. Maddie and Flubber swapping spots. There's battles everywhere throughout this grid. Oh, two-door. Very late under brakes there, but gets it pulled up in time.
And he's just had a phenomenal lap, right on the tail of Ruben. As we can see, Minmer's dropped down to 9th. Was up in 4th just a couple of laps ago. I wonder if there was a mistake there.
I didn't notice that. But still in the top 10 nevertheless, and there's a lot of penalties around him. So he's doing well. And this battle up the top is actually Claire. He's broken away with that penalty though. But Vettel hunting this championship win. He needs 21 points tonight. That's all he needs to seal the championship. Currently looking like he could get it done if he just continues on the way he's going. But still a long way to go in this race. It's starting to get to the point here. No, we're starting to get into driver of the day territory. Well, not yet, but yeah, that's going to be a tough one.
It's probably going to be a good time to start sort of thinking about it. This is yeah, I mean, this is where the driver of the day will start to separate themselves from the pack. So worthwhile thinking about it now.
Yes, absolutely.
Who are you sort of thinking at the moment, Dido?
I mean, I mean, I don't want to be biased at all, but Ruben, it's his first race tonight in the main thing. He came to the reserve program. So that'd be a name that I'd definitely throw in the mix. He's doing quite well for a reserve. Oh, we got drama down the back. Big chaos.
Oh, no.
Absolute big. And Tyler and NZT have just come together. Tyler.
Oh no, just picked up 3 seconds.
That's huge. So Vettel has now lost all that pressure he had on him, around him. He can just kind of sort of do his own thing. Hang on there, but still anyone's game without a penalty at this stage. Saying that, ADOS fairway ahead of drifts. We'll only fall down to about P6 at this stage. But anyway, we'll have to wait and see what happens.
I mean, that's half the field now with penalties, and Chef gets another 3 seconds.
Very interesting. Thunder very close to Maddie now. Both McLarens close together. Shay trying to recover from a tough race. He'll probably swap positions with Thunder on this straight, I'd say, due to that penalty. But these guys trying to work together to get the best result possible for their team tonight. It's been a tough one for McLaren, I must say. We've got Drifts and Ruben going side by side here, battling for P4. Great racing. Jeez, that corner is so hard to go side by side. Ruben has to go wide.
And Tudor's just loving this battle in front of him, because that's just allowing him to post off and keep a bit of DRS while he keeps up with his cars. And he's just going to be biding his time to get past.
Yeah, and Chef's called it in the pits. So unfortunate. So who would you say for driver of the day, mate?
Well, mate, I was actually going to say Ruben, and I'd reinforce that now with being one of very few drivers in the top 5 without a penalty. Mate, so I'd have to say that they're a strong contender. And Vettel, I think Vettel's been consistent and tidy all the way through, holding that P2, swapping at P1 when they need to. yeah, it'd be between those two for me.
Yeah, well, I think, yeah, well, that's two names. So Tudor's also a good name to chuck in the mix. He's a great drive as well. But, yeah, I think at this stage, Ruben or Vettel, we'll wait and see how that goes. Vettel gets the job done for the lead. No issues. There's moves at the back, though, between Tudor and Ruben going side by side once again. So easy to run out of room on that outside curb there, but they did very well. We got yellows. What's happened there? I just heard someone hit the wall hard.
Oh no, ADOS is out.
Oh no.
I didn't quite catch it, but clipped the wall.
And he's just taken the other wounds out.
Oh no.
Well, that went from a really good night to a very bad night.
And Matty's just got a speeding under safety.
So there's
Well,
another safety car, so they'll probably see a lot of guys probably pit for softs.
I'd even think go on the softs. Oh no, I guess you get a couple of laps under safety car with the softs, so they'll make it through the end. But even 6 laps on the softs, that's a bit of a push.
Yeah, I think it might be worth track position. Might even be worth it just staying out, sticking to it.
Yeah, I think if you're comfortable up in those sort of top 3 or 4 cars, if you're comfortable with your tyres, you'd probably stay out. But we'll see what they do as they file around. That's very unfortunate for the Williams boys, mate. They were holding strong up there in that top pack. That's very unfortunate.
Yeah, that's just the worst luck possible right there. I mean, you couldn't script that. So yeah, very unfortunate.
You get the 10 seconds for speeding in the pit lane. And we've just had Sprinter cross the pit lane, I think.
It's big drama at the late stage. 14 finishes at this stage if they can get to the end. Everyone with points. Yeah, not good for a few teams. Haas and Williams, both drivers out. And a lot of guys pitting on softs. Just make this drama even more. So, well, there goes the driver of the day. So we'll have to pick a new one.
Well, mate, I'll stick with Vettel, and I won't show any favouritism towards the Kick boys, and I'll leave you with the second driver.
Yeah, well, we'll go Tudor then, because yeah, I mean he has to be definitely in the mix for a driver today. Mentioned definitely with P3 currently, and had to recover from just a terrible race really with that 10 second that could have been over. Very unfortunate. For those boys, that's a plugger.
Just have a look at pens. So we've got Claire in P2 with 3 seconds. Down to Gangster in P5 with 3 seconds. Domino with 3 seconds. Hugh with 13 seconds in pen. So you'd have to think it doesn't matter where they finish, they're going to be towards the back. Sprinter with 3, Matty with a drive-through, Thunderballs with a 3, Tyler with a 3, and Flubber with a 3. So that just leaves 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 drivers on track without a penalty.
Yeah, big positions to gain here if you don't have one. And obviously SJ down in P13 would be loving this. All he needs to do is hang in there. And he will make up a lot of room here. He'll probably jump all the way into to a spot that he'll be happy with. P6 at this stage if he stays in strike. P7, sorry. Yeah, very hard to not get a penalty here, I must say. So it isn't a surprise we see that many track limits.
So we see just 14 cars left on track, so everyone's in for points. Now it's just going to be about maximising those points with the remaining laps. They're probably going to have, what are we going to be left with? Maybe 3 laps without safety. If Huview catches up, which they should.
Yeah, I think yeah, definitely safety car in this lap, and then 3 laps of racing. Someone could put a poll up for a vote, mate, for driver of the day. Would be good. Don't know who.
Yeah, I'm not sure who can do a poll. Just.
Yeah, it's unfortunate, us, mate. Very unfortunate. Yeah, hey, it couldn't have gone worse there, really. For Williams, unfortunately.
Yeah, absolutely. That's a big blow, and especially from such good positioning, you know, in the grid there, up in the top 5. That's going to be very disheartening. But that's Jeddah, and that's racing. It happens.
Anyway, we move on as safety car is in. Vettel leads us away with no issues on that restart. Looks like there's a RB down the back going for a move. Oh, Red Bull goes very deep on the brakes. There's all sorts of drama happening here. And it's heating up as we got a lot of guys on soft tyres. Jeez, I can't keep up as SJ now following him through the middle pack. I think there's a bit of chaos on that start. So Red Bull go really deep.
I think I've seen 2 or 3 cars have a good slap into a wall there, but I couldn't see any damage as a result, so that's good at least. As Claire picks up another 3, so that's 9 seconds for the lead position car now. That's going to put them all the way at the back of the pack based on track position right now.
Yeah, absolutely, mate. There's a lot of moves happening here. With Matty in that middle pack, he gets the job done on Thunder. Just trying to keep up with the comments too. But yeah, big drama on that safety car restart. Everyone's still going though. But yeah.
There's a group of 3 cars in the middle. Sprinter, Matty, and Thunderballs all on soft tyres and all working their way through the pack. So Sprinter has 0.5 to close to Gangster in front, and you'd have to think they'd get pretty close by the end of this lap, so that's going to be very interesting to see.
Absolutely, mate.
Oh, as we see Governor and Huview get into some sort of little tangle there and cross wheels at the back of the pack.
Oh, it just happened again. They made contact into turn 1. These camera angles are terrible though. You can see what happened there. Jump back up the top here. So that top 3 is starting to
So what would your strategy be here, Dieter? Let's say you're in 2 doors position. Are you sitting tucked in behind until the last lap, or are you going to try and have an early dive?
Yeah, I think he's got to just stay behind Vettel. I think he's not in his race at the moment to try and pass him yet. But in saying that, Clary's in front. He can use that DRS if he needed to. So it's not the end of the world if he needed to get past. Very hard to say though, mate. It's Drifts and Sprinter. Oh god, they're going side by side. They pull out though. The Sprinter's had a great drive too, up into P5. Where that penalty is going to hurt. As we cross to start our second last lap. This is getting hectic now.
This is great racing in that top pack there. They're doing their best to keep it tidy, but hard fought, and that's what I like to see. But this is a great race.
Yeah, it's a very good race. We're just gonna have to put the names in the driver
Oh,
of
the
the day.
sprinter smashes into the back of Drift there, left it a bit late for braking.
Here's the gap to lead up, but Min-May could jump up some serious spots here without a penalty. In saying that though, so could have SJ. I'm not sure what happened though. He got involved with that incident. It's very unfortunate.
Yeah, that's very unfortunate. Popped into the back of the pack there on soft tyres, so just really not getting to use, make the most of them, which is unfortunate. As we see Sprinter up into P4.
Drift and Thunder going side by side as well. Thunder on those softs is absolutely rapid. Drift's dropped down to P6 now. They do have that penalty though, so it's going to hurt them. Not the end of the world pitting though, as Vettel and Tudor going to try and get around the outside of Claire.
Oh, there's contact.
Oh, Vettel's hit the wall.
Oh, there's a lot of contact.
Yeah, I'm not sure who's missing an end plate there. Surely someone is. Somehow there's no major damage in the front. No, just gonna end in tears.
Oh, and Sprinter picks up another 3 seconds.
Yeah, it's chaotic on this last lap. We got an end plate fly off. Sprinter pulls out of that move. Vettel holding P2. Tudor just sticking in there too. And now you got Sprinter right between him and Vettel. So that's not what he would want. Looking a little bit further down. I mean, there's battles everywhere here too. Flubber, Gangster, all trying to get their hands on those last few points. Drifts without a penalty, and there's another end plate. Oh God! Oh no, that was not good.
That wasn't good. And we've got a DRS train all the way from first down to 8th at the moment, which is crazy to see on lap 25 of lap 25.
We've got chaos up the
Sprinter
front.
makes the move around the outside.
Oh God, this is hectic. He's in P2 currently. Maybe he thinks he can get that penalty removed, but a Vettel P3 still going to be P1 after these pens, or on track anyway. He's going to wrap up the championship if he can. Vettel will cross the line and win the championship for Tier 5. And there's a Ferrari that's just crashed over the line, so you'll get a DSQ. And, yeah. Wow.
Oh, what? I mean, that was just a silly thing to do in that Ferrari.
Yeah.
What was the point of that?
Yeah, not good. But, wow. Hats off to this man. I mean, that would probably, I would say, be driver of the day as well. That chaos in that end, he hit the wall. He really had to think hard there to get that. And he's done everything he had to do this season, and it's just, yeah, wrapped it up there. Wrapped the championship.
Wrapped up in a nice, neat little bow, and you might not have thought he'd get there from that last lap, sitting back a couple of positions, but they've done really well to climb back up.
Yeah, absolutely huge season for Vettel. But that is your finishing grid. Vettel P1, Drifts P2, Tudor P3, Flubber P4, Thunder P5. That's a huge drive from him too. Div 6, Vu P6, Sprinter P7, Min-May P8, SJ P9, Damonino P10, Claire P11, Tyler P12, Maddie P13, Gangster P14, and then obviously our DNFs with Ruben Ados, NZT, Mudpack, and TMT. So if we could get Vettel, Drifts, and Tudor in the comms box for a chat, that would be great. And we'll have a bit of a chat to them.
I'm just getting the getting the race director and the pit stops. There we go.
But what a race. That was a pretty hectic race, I must admit.
Bit of a mixed bag, wasn't it, mate? There looked to be some really good battles on track, but then also, yeah, a little bit of unnecessary chaos and yeah, still a bit surprised by that move at the end there by the Ferrari. Just don't know what the point of that was. I mean, you would have just cost your team some serious points there right on the line. No need for it.
Yeah, probably just didn't read the rules and knew that was a rule, but yeah. Unfortunate for sure, but we will just wait and see if we can get these guys in. In the meantime, we'll chat a little bit about. I mean, Vettel, unless I'm wrong, has wrapped up the championship and well deserved too. Obviously,
Absolutely, seemed to be in the mix the whole race there, and you know, when I was on board with them for those few short times, that they certainly seemed to be the most in control of their car as well. Just very tidy on track, keeping it between the lines, staying out of the pens, and what more could you ask for?
yeah, I mean he'd be absolutely stoked with that, and yeah, well, I mean how much? What else could you hope for? Really, that's a perfect result for Mercedes and Vettel. So yeah, very, very, very good job for them, and we haven't got anyone in the comments box just yet. So we'll just.
So we haven't got a vote up for driver of the day, but are you happy to go with Vettel?
Yeah.
I think so too, mate. Vettel. Just get that into the chat there. We've got a few guys asking who the driver of the day is. Maybe some hopeful competitive drivers here thinking maybe they were going to get their name called up today. And to be honest, you know, it probably was on for a couple of different drivers there.
Yeah, absolutely, mate. I mean, it was a tough pick to really say who could have been driver of the day or win that race or get a podium. Really, I mean, especially that last lap chaos. Just waiting.
Oh, and I've just seen what dropped him in there back. So we won't say who, but somebody has reset to track as he was coming around a corner and ended up with the car right in front of him.
Oh no. Not good.
Maybe a couple of drivers not familiar with the rules, but I guess all they can do is take it as a bit of a learning opportunity and do a bit better for the next race.
Yes, definitely. As we know, resetting to track is not allowed at all, but we will commence our interviews. Two-door P3. I'll just let us do one question each so that I don't have to just say, China, you can interview Two-door, mate.
You ready? Two-door, how we doing, mate?
Oh, what the hell was that last lap?
There was certainly a bit of chaos there, and we couldn't see all of it on stream, but made it look like there was a few hopeful moves on and a bit of wheel and wall banging along the way.
Yeah. It was
amazing that you kept it tidy.
I'm surprised I finished on the podium with getting a drive-through, to be honest. I'll just be happy to get off this game as soon as we can, to be honest.
Counting down the days to F125, are we?
Yeah, I had 1 second up on my Delta. I come out of the last corner, and it goes down to red, 2/10 under, and I get a drive-through.
That seems fair to me, mate. Come on.
Yeah, I know.
Mate, look, we'll keep it nice and short and sweet, but yeah, we had you as one of the people for driver of the day. It's gone to Vettel, I think, by the looks of it. Yeah, so it's gone out to Vettel, but that was a great battle from you to sort of keep position and climb your way back through after getting that 10 seconds, mate. Very well done.
Yeah, thanks, mate. That was dicey at the back there.
Easy, mate. Over to you, Dito.
Yeah, mate. I mean, don't really have much else to say other than obviously, well done. That was a bit of survival at the end there. Just, especially, it looked like it was out, game over for you, mate, when you got that 10-second. And then the safety
Oh, it was
car.
a drive-through, yeah.
Drive-through, sorry, yeah.
Yeah.
And then obviously the safety car, but yeah, you did really well. And I don't really have a question for you, mate, but that's it. Just good job, and yeah, hats off, and hopefully, yeah, we are off this game very quickly, man. It's
Yeah,
not
0-0 wings definitely helped today. I just want to say congrats to Vidal. Looks like he's wrapped up the championship, so it's been a good
Yeah.
season. Been fun racing with him, and yeah, just want to say congrats to him.
Sweet. All right. Well, yeah. Thanks, mate. We will jump over to Vettel, and that is obviously our championship winner. And I mean, that's we don't really have much more questions for him other than talk about a bit of his season. Obviously, this tonight didn't really have to do much other than score 21 points, but that was still a big ask, and especially in that last lap, it looked like it really could have been flipped on his head there. So, mate, just tell us a little bit about that last lap, how you're feeling right now. Obviously, Div winning the championship, Div 5, that's a pretty big thing. It's a long season, a lot of competitive guys here, so just tell us a bit, mate, about how you're feeling right now.
Oh, mate, I am buzzing. That's absolutely amazing. We've had such a tough season, you know. I was still getting it from Dynasty. As the race finished, he was giving me a lecture of what I could have done wrong. So, as there's always room for improvement. But, what a season, man. I'm so glad I could win it, especially there's only 2 races to go. So, if anything, I can just get Edge to reserve for me, but I think I'll race Mexico and Mystery.
Yeah, mate. Well, I mean, you would definitely deserve a week off, I guess you could say. But I reckon we would see you on the grid for next week for sure. But just tell us about that sort of that last lap, man. I mean, you didn't really need to even pass those guys, obviously with the penalty, but you did anyway. So just tell us a bit what was going through your head on that last lap.
Oh, the nerves have been kicking all week, you know, knowing that I could win, and then all of a sudden the last lap, you know, I have the chance to win. It was insane, you know. I know I went around the right side of the track with the DRS. I know Sprinter Giggles on those soft tires. He put an amazing fight, and was it Claire in the Aston Martin? They also put in a great fight. I was just lucky enough to be in the right position, right time of last lap. Yeah, nerves were kicking in every lap, especially turn 3. I think I hit that about 6 times. I'm so glad my car came in one piece. As for Tyler's race, not really in one piece, but that's a different story. But no, I'm lost for words. I've had such a good season, and yeah, whatever next season F125 brings, look forward to it.
Yeah, mate. Well, massive hats off from me. It's been a great season from you, mate. So, yeah, well done this season and tonight. And I'll hand you over to China.
Hey, Vettel, well done, mate. Yeah, we sort of kept an eye on you throughout the race there. It looked, we'll get away from the tail end because it did look pretty messy there. You did well to get through, but earlier on the race, we saw you working with some other drivers there just to maintain that that positioning up the front. Just sort of talk us through your strategy early on. Did you feel like you had the pace from the start there, or was it going to take a bit of teamwork to get out in front and get a bit of a gap?
I think the plan was to get some teamwork in there, but Tyler's race didn't go to plan even on lap 1. But props to him to even stick out. You know, his desk has had a few punches today, but you know, he props to him. You know, he stuck it out. He understood what was at stake. You know, he's still got a fight on his hands for P3 in standings, P4, something like that. So it's not over till after the mystery round, and yeah, not much else to say.
Beauty, mate. All good, nice and short and sweet. We'll keep it moving, but well done again.
All right.
I'm sorry, what was that? Oh, oops.
no, all good, man. Yeah, with that's it, man. We'll pretty much wrap it up there. We've spoken to the 2 guys in the comments box. They haven't. We didn't get P2 in of drifts, unfortunately, but of course, hats off to him. And yeah, man. Unless you've got anything to say. I'll thank our sponsor, Vest Nation, SimLab, Pagnian, and of course AI369, and we'll wrap it up there.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me, mate. And yeah, well done, Div 5. Another one in the can. Looking on to next week.
Yeah, well done, Div 5, and of course, well done, of course, again to Vettel for winning the championship. And yeah, we'll see you all tomorrow for Div 6. Cheers, guys.